And welcome into Knoch High School for tonight's presentation. Week 0 game between the visiting Kiski Area Cavaliers and the Knoch Knights. A first down there after a carry by the new quarterback wearing number 10 here at Knoch, Colt Sprankle. Those out there might be more familiar with Colt as a number 12 wearing Riverhawk. Not this year, he is a Knoch Knight. And he's in the gun and he throws this one outside after the sticks move. Picks up about 5 yards, does number 5 for the Knights. Apologize for the delay getting on air. We had a couple technical difficulties, but we should be good to go now. Another beautiful night for opening, or for the opening of football. The last couple years have been sweltering hot for those that can remember that. This not so hot, but still pretty warm. Sprankle's going to air this one out, going deep down the far sideline, and caught. But they're going to say out of bounds. What a throw there by Sprankle. Yeah, rolled out of bounds. That was a good throw there by Sprankle. Got a lot of air under it, put it right to that pylon, but out of bounds, say the referees, and unfortunately for high school football, no replays here. So it'll be a third down, 7 to go, ball at the 35-yard line, 7:24 left, and just to get you up to speed to Kiski Area, taking the opening kickoff to the house. That's why you see a 7-0 score in favor of the visiting Cavaliers. But more pressing current matters. Sprankle sends a man in motion. He's going to look to his left. He's going to fire into traffic there. Double coverage and nearly picked off. Sprankle tried to squeeze that one into Mullen, but the Cavaliers defense collapses down on him. 2 guys there in that vicinity. So it'll be a 4th down, 7 to go, 7:17 left here in the first quarter. Opening night of football, hard to believe it's here already. I question where summer went as I look to Chris Toy to my left here, helping out, doing some camera work tonight. Chris, we golfed a lot this summer. You know, I golfed way too much, and I guess that's how the days of summer seem to kind of tick right on by. Sprankle's going to fire. That one is picked off over the grasp of the intended receiver and right into the arms of the Kiski Area defender, number 1. For the Cavaliers. That is Keaton. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. Number 1. I love when I get a roster that's not numerical order. It is fun. That is Tegan Shirley, I believe. Yep. Tegan Shirley. I believe Tegan Shirley is also the young man that took the opening kickoff back, if I'm not mistaken. So Tegan Shirley off number 3. Well, that was number 3 is Chris Toy. Thank you, Chris. Right on top of it. So now the Cavaliers will get the ball right around midfield and push this one even closer to midfield as they're tackled out of bounds. The pass was outside from the incumbent starter for these Cavaliers. Rosters all sorted out. Heinley hands this one off, and that big line of Kiski Area able to move things forward. That's the one thing that I think Kiski Area has the obvious advantage. Maybe those kind of road graders up front, led by all-conference center. So it'll be a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10, 6:16 left. Kiski Area out to a 7-0 lead after the opening kickoff was returned. Heinley, the lefty, throws it out to his left. brought in and tackled after a nice gain of about, let's say, 7 yards. To Shirley. We're hearing his name quite often, and questions abound because this Kiski area team had to replace its top 2 receivers, and Isaiah Gonzalez, obviously the standout both on the basketball court and on the gridiron, but also had to replace their number 2 receiver. Somebody we fondly knew on High Top Sports Network broadcast as Scary Gary. And a flag will stop play here as the clock stops at 5:23 left. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Cavaliers. So it remains 2nd down. Clock now continues to roll. 5:17 left first quarter. Heinle will get up under center. A number of his targets there to the right. 1 backer and 1 receiver at the top of your screen. This is pitch outside to that heavy side. Trying to cut it back inside, but unable to do so. Nice job there by the Knoch defense to collapse quickly and limit the damage there. Frazier and Spencer in on the tackle. 3rd down and 6 to go. Ball at the 40. Landon Kusick, the one of the returning standouts from a year ago. We mentioned the loss of Gonzalez and a few other players. A lot of stalwarts in the program departing last year, but one big thing, you bring back your starting quarterback. Right there, doing a little bit of a magic trick there. Does Heinle somehow escapes? He's going to keep the legs moving. He's got a guy out in front of him in a block. He's going to keep it moving past the 20, past the 15, and down around the 12-yard line after a big hit on that far sideline. But give credit there to Heinle keeping that play alive, escaping some danger there in the backfield and letting some of those big boys out in front of him get out and go and lead the way as he scampers from the 40 the whole way down to the 13-yard line in an obvious, now fresh set of downs for the Cavaliers as the clock nears 4 minutes left here in the first quarter. I said 13, they say 12. Well, splitting hairs. Tight formation there, and Kusick's going to get the ball, but another nice job there by the Knoch defense to collapse quickly and limit the damage to just about maybe 2 yards, maybe 2.5 yards. Oh, they're going to say 4. I'll tell you what, 2 yards or 4 yards sure looks like 2 yards up here, Chris. It's this vantage point, nice and high, beautiful facility here at Knoch, and but for somebody like me aging and my eyes not so great these days, Chris. It's 4 yards can look like 2 yards, 2 yards can look like 4. I digress. As Heinle back under center, 2 receivers to his disposal. He's going to fake it one way and give it to Kusick. Kusick's going to bounce it back inside and be brought down near the goal line. They're going to mark him down just short. And that will also give the Cavaliers a fresh set of downs. So ample opportunity now for the visiting Cavaliers to punch this one in. Someone slow to get up here for the Cavaliers. And so we will take this opportunity to thank you all, obviously, for joining us tonight in the opening week of football, week 0. I never understood why we don't just go to week 1, but I'm not paid to make those decisions, nor should I be. But glad to have you aboard and glad to be here for our 5th year of high school football on High Top Sports Network. I want to thank our sponsors who made tonight possible. Your scoreboard sponsor, as you see up top there, Sprankles of Saxonburg. I want to thank Olson Chiropractic in Katanning, the Richard G. Snyder YMCA, Steffi's Country Catering, where the grub is always good, Ryan Bowser State Farm, Sprankles in Katanning, Steffi's Country Catering once again, and Graf Insurance, tonight's sponsors, have made this all possible. Also want to thank Body Revolution in Freeport. Make sure you stop in there and wish them well. They had a little bit of flood damage, and we at High Top Sports obviously know the impact of some disasters and things like that, unforeseen incidents, and our heart goes out to the folks there at Body Revolution. But knowing the folks down there, they'll get things rolling again in no time, and good time for you to check out their services and get fit before the winter comes. So easy to get lazy in the winter. We got Turkey Day right around the corner, Chris, so get to the gym now. No better place to do that than Body Revolution in Freeport. Back to the action, fresh set of downs. Actually, you're going to say 3rd and 1, so just a hair short, but plunging forward is Cusick for the score. So now the Cavaliers go up 13-0 here with 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. The visiting Cavaliers doing it in special teams, and now a nice lengthy drive, sort of a ground and pound drive, sort of, as I mentioned earlier, using those big boys up front and kind of winning the old-fashioned way, just on the ground and in the trenches. Finally back to hold here. And that is good. So we're going to take a quick timeout here on High Top Sports Network and return for more first quarter action here between the Knoch Knights and the Kiski Area Cavaliers.
Hi everyone. Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Hi everyone. Hi everyone. We're here tonight at the Richard G. Snyder YMCA. Steve-O. Woo! Guys, that's right. It's $5 Sushi Wednesday. Produce sale. Bananas. 45 cents a pound.
Pork turkeys. You know why we're doing pork turkeys? We're doing a fundraiser.
The meat keeps on rolling the hair sprinkle.
You know what day it is today. It is Sushi Wednesday. $5 sushi rolls today.
We're getting inspired. Come on, help me hashtag save on me. And we're pumped up because we are less than 24 hours away from Camp Out for Community tomorrow. Like and share, like and share. So like and share, like and share. Help spread the word. Just make sure you like and share. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see.
And back to the action here. Sorry to cut our friends at Sprankle's Neighborhood Market short. As a touchback will be signaled here to begin another Kiski Area, or excuse me, a Knoch possession here. 3:09 left here, first quarter, and a 14-0 lead already by Kiski Area. We'll see what Sprankle and the Knoch offense has in store here. Certainly a team with weapons, bringing Sprankle into the fold here this year certainly helped that cause. Mullen getting to move to a maybe more natural position for him at wide receiver. Just a junior as Colt Sprankle, got some experience last year until he broke his collarbone in a mid-season contest. Gets rid of that one, just has to throw it away, and a flag thrown as Sprankle is hit out of bounds late on the play. And Sprankle, if there's one thing you can say about Colt Sprankle, he can take big hits. He's not afraid of them. He's not going to run away from them, and that was evident by his play last year. I think back to that Armstrong Aliquippa game, and Sprankle was taking a beating, to say the least, and he did not shy away from the contact, and I doubt that's going to change now that he's wearing the blue and gold. So after the personal foul called, the ball up to the 35, Sprankle in the gun. Two receivers at the bottom of your screen, one at the top. Sprankle been looking to that left side a lot here early on. Let's see if Kiski Area is picking up on that as well. Pump fake there by Sprankle, gets the defender to bite, but coming in quickly are several Kiski Area defenders. There were 4 in the vicinity there, and he overthrows his intended target, I believe. Looking for number 4 there, is that right? Misfire there by Sprankle will set up a 2nd down and 10. Just a hair under 3 minutes to go here, 2:53 left in this first quarter of action in the kickoff to football here in 2024. This one thrown outside. Sprankle doing a good job of finding his receivers. He cuts back to the middle, past the 45, down to the 46, and that'll move the sticks for the Knoch Knights, who really needed something to kind of go their way, and a nice job there, filling the pressure with Sprankle, and got rid of it. Able to find another one of those great weapons that this Knoch team is going to look to rely on this year. Handoff here to the left side. Looked like a bit of room there for a moment, but that closed quickly. Rouleau, the ball carrier. Bring up a 2nd down, 3rd down, I believe. Nope, I'm sorry, 2nd down and 9. That was Wyatt Frazier there a moment ago, too, with that catch that we mentioned. And a timeout taken here. I don't know if it was an injury timeout. Looks like a player kind of shaken up on the Kiski area side of things. So give the Knights an opportunity to kind of go over their game plan and talk over what they've seen over these first few possessions, but also too kind of recollect here a little bit. A lot of pressure here. I mentioned that Kiski area certainly has some big boys up front. And Sprankle has felt that pressure here early on. Still 2 minutes left in the first quarter of action here. Sprankle in the gun, 2 receivers at both sides. Sidecar to his right. That sidecar is able to pick up a offensive lineman. That one thrown over the middle, and a nice catch, a leaping catch. Sprankle a little bit of extra sauce on that one, able to climb the ladder and bring it in. As Keaton Prosky. So a nice chunk of yards picked up there by the Knights. Now they're like the deepest in Cavalier territory that they've been thus far. Trailing 14-0, 1:26 left, first quarter. Trying to get that scoreboard figured out there for you in the break here. Fakes the handoff, throws it outside. Able to kind of sidestep the tackler, but dropped quickly. It was Frazier. Shirley's name being called again, now on defense. Nice tackle there. Certainly one of those names that were counted on to pick up the slack for the losses of Isaiah Gonzalez and Gary Martin, or Scary Gary. Sprankle able to kind of dodge a defender momentarily, gets away from it, but somehow still throws it. This one up in the air, and a Houdini act there by Colt Sprankle. Don't know how he even had a chance to get that one off, but once again, those big boys up front bearing down on the junior quarterback. This time it was number 62 for the Cavaliers. Again, no numerical roster, but luckily Nicholas Anderson right there up top, 6'4", 260. I believe a freshman. 6'4", 260 freshman. Here's Sprankle. He gets some zip on this one, but well over the head of his intended target. Again, double coverage over there, so it'll be a 4th down now, 8 to go. Ball at the 28-yard line with 28 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Sprankle in the offense will clearly stay out here in the field. That last pass with the intended target, I believe, was Frazier, if I'm not mistaken. It was. Sprankle has some time, pressure coming down behind him, and he is brought down and sacked. Don't know if he felt that pressure. That pass rusher kind of got pushed outside of him and then came directly behind him, and I don't know if he felt that pressure, but nice job once again by the Kiski area defense to get pressure on Sprankle, and a turnover on downs now, and they'll take over with a 14-0 lead and 21 seconds left in quarter number 1. I think that's really been the story here thus far. These guys up front really on both sides of the ball clearing some room for the run game, as you saw in that last offensive possession for the Cavaliers, and then creating havoc on defense when Sprankle's dropping back to pass. And here's an opening, and breaking free is the Kiski area running back Kusick. Kusick's going to try to dodge a defender. He does. He's still on his feet past the 5 and in for a score. Kusick takes it from the 28 the whole way in to the end zone for a Kiski area touchdown. And just like that, the score 20-0 Cavaliers here in quarter number 1. A couple big plays, a kickoff return, and now a long run by Kusick. Just a impressive run there. You saw him kind of do a little bit of a stutter step around the 25, let the defender kind of go past him a little bit, dodged him, and still had enough momentum to outrun some of the guys that were coming downfield quickly and bearing down on him. Again, it all starts with those guys up front, and right now the battle in the trenches being won by Kiski area as the kick is up and good to give the Cavaliers a 21-0 lead here at Knoch High School on the opening night of football week 0 here on High Top Sports Network. Again, your score, Kiski area 21, Knoch nothing. Here as we near the end of quarter number 1, I want to thank another one of our sponsors, and that is, of course, Steffi's Country Catering. It doesn't matter what your event is, if it's a wedding, if it's a graduation party, if it's a birthday, a bar mitzvah, Chris. It could be anything. A quinceañera. I don't care what it is. If any kind of event, Steffi's Country Catering, the place to go. Delicious grub, stick to the bone kind of food, as I like to call it. I know the High Top, we get it often now that Steeler season's starting. We get those Sunday specials, and make sure you check those out. You can find them on Facebook at Terry Steffi, the mastermind behind Steffi's Country Catering. We get the Sunday specials. You got the ham balls, Chris. It's just, a lot of people get the wings and pizza for football. I don't mind getting some ham balls and, some mashed potatoes and some of those good fixings that you can get on Sundays at Steffi's Country Catering. So not just a place that caters to large events. You can get just the Sunday takeout special. And though it'll say it serves 4, it actually serves 8. Big portions at Steffi's Country Catering, the way it should be. Another kick deep, and this one may be being returned. It will be returned indeed. And brought out to the 15-yard line. And the clock stops at an 1/8 of a second, so one play will take place before we head to the second quarter. And I'm sure the Knoch Knights happy to head to the second quarter. The first one truly dominated by the Kiski area. All units, but especially those guys up front, those road graders and those offensive linemen playing some defensive line, really getting some pressure on Sprankle, and also opening some big holes for Kusick to do what he just did with that 6. I think it was, what would that have been? I'm not a math guy, Chris. What did that, 72 yards? 72 yards for Kusick on that last carry. As Sprankle's going to hand this one off to Skirka, and that's how things will end in quarter number 1 after a short gain of about 3. But your score after 1, it is Kiski area 21, Knoch nothing here on this week 0 presentation of high school football on High Top Sports Network. We're going to take a quick break and be back for more action here on your home of high school football, High Top Sports Network.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. We're here tonight at the Richard G. Snyder YMCA.
Tebow. Woo! Guys, that's right. It's $5 Sushi Wednesday.
Produce sale. Bananas. 45 cents a pound.
pork turkeys. You know why we're doing pork turkeys? We're doing a fundraiser.
The meat keeps on rolling, the hair is sprankled.
You know what day it is today? It is Sushi Wednesday. $5 sushi rolls today.
We're getting inspired. Come on and help me hashtag save on me. And we're pumped up because we're less than 24 hours away from Camp Out for Community tomorrow. Like and share, like and share. So like and share, like and share. Help spread the word. Just make sure you like and share. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us. We can't do what we do without you. Come and see us.
Can't do what we do without you. Come and see us.
Bye.
Excuse me, welcome back to High Top Sports Network. Week 0 action here from Knoch High School. Knoch now moving from your left to right, trying to get things back on track here now in the second quarter. The first quarter, all Kiski area, 21-0. A kickoff return for a touchdown, a long scamper by Kusik of 72 yards, and sort of a long, methodical drive right before that to give the Cavaliers 3 touchdowns. Here's a throw across the middle and picked off again. Jumping in front of it for the interception was number 1 for the Cavaliers, the one and only Tegan Shirley. Tell me, we've heard his name a couple times here today. Shirley doing it on both sides of the ball. Wide receiver, defensive back, class of 2027, 6'2", 165. So that's the thing about Kiski area. It's always next man up. You lose guys like Isaiah Gonzalez, and they've encountered some losses here over the last few years, but a good job of replenishing those resources. There's another young player stepping on the scene and making a big impact here in week 0. Tegan Shirley. So now the southpaw will get rid of it. Heinley feeling the pressure and just gets it out of his hand and lived to play another down. Second down 10, ball to 26, 11:44 left. So costly turnover there for the Knights, deep in their own territory and already facing a 21-point deficit here at home. So in the gun is Heinley, 2 receivers to his right. You're going to hand it off instead to Kusik. Kusik's going to bounce off a guy, but a flag's going to come flying in right around the line of scrimmage, so you assume that's probably going to come back. And a hold likely going to be called against the Cavaliers. It's going to be a chop block against Kiski area, so possibly an opportunity for the Knights to take advantage of this Kiski area mistake. They've played a pretty clean game thus far. So it'll bring up a 2nd and 15. Ball spotted at the 41. 11:30 left here, second quarter of play. Heinley in the gun, 2 receivers to both sides. Sidecar to his left. It's Kusik. Kusik's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it outside. Nice job there by Heinley to get that ball out quickly. Find his receiver. And of course, Shirley, number 3. So got Tegan Shirley, and of course, as you saw there, Avon Shirley Shirley kind of night. That name said more frequently than any, I think, thus far here so far. And really both sides of the football. Now Heinley will take the snap, look to his right. He had 3 receivers there originally. He's going to escape the pocket, pick up a block, and try to cut it forward, but a nice job there with an ankle tackle. I believe that was number 6, if I'm not mistaken, for the Knights to bring up 4th down and 19 to go. So 4th and long. We'll see what the Cavaliers have drawn up. Heinley back in. Same formation as we saw a play ago. 3 to his right, 1 at the bottom of your screen. That's Shirley. And Kusik to his left. He's going to look. He's going to fire deep over the middle of the field. Kind of a jump ball there. And coming back for it, the flag is going to go probably, got to imagine that's going to go against Knoch. Not looking back for the football was the Knoch defender. And Shirley was, and as a result, the receiver was contacted and likely pass interference call upcoming for. That's a tough break. You get a 4th and 19 and you give up that play. It is indeed against the Knights, and they just cannot catch a break right now. So that'll put the ball, I believe that's a half a distance to the goal penalty, if I'm not mistaken. So it'll put the ball down at the 20-yard line. 4th down and 4, so we'll replay 4th down. Not how Knoch drew it up, but they still have an opportunity to end this drive. Not as easy as the opportunity they had a moment ago with 4th and 19. Gotta wonder if this is just gonna be where you use those big guys up front. Got Kusik to Heinley's right. Tight formation for the most part. 2 receivers at the top. He's gonna fake it, pressure coming. Heinley can't get rid of it. Nice job coming off the edge there for the sack. His number 72, Sobalski. A huge sack there by the Knights, and they'll take over the ball at the 33-yard line with 9:34 left to go and trailing by 21. So we'll see if that's the kind of momentum that the home squad needed to maybe stem the tide here. You know, we kind of saw it a couple plays there with Heinley getting rid of the football quickly. Got to wonder if that's maybe the kind of the same looks that the Knights are going to look for here. Not to be redundant, but you know, kind of with the pressure that Sprankle has felt, you got to imagine maybe want to get rid of that football a little bit quicker. Sprankle, nice pump fake there, gets the defender off his feet. Going to go deep now, right in between 2 defenders, coming back for it with the excellent catch. Was Spencer. Nice job there. Sprankle just kind of led his receiver. His receiver kind of camping under that one, and the defenders running kind of past it a little bit there. And a nice big gain for the Knights. Ball at the 33-yard line, fresh set of downs. And a rare 1st down. Let's see a big play by the Knights earlier on in this contest, but there's a quick pass by Sprankle through the hands, and lucky that one did not find its way to yet another Kiski area defender. Bring up 2nd down and 10. Make sure you stay tuned at halftime for the performances of both schools' bands. As you know, on High Top Sports Network, we kind of cut out and let you guys enjoy the sights and sounds of Friday night. So you'll get to hear from both the Kiski area band and the Knoch Knights Marching Band, presented by Richard G. Snyder YMCA. Sprankle looking to his sideline. Maybe going to change something up, a different look. or something seen on this sideline by the Knoch coaching staff. Quick pass outside. And decent gain there on the second down play. Mullen, the recipient of that Sprankle pass. .8:31 left. Third down, 6 to go. Sprankle in the gun. Gonna roll to his right. Look down the field, throw it sideline wide open there, and enough for a first down. And then some.
Sprankle's pass is complete to
Prosky on the catch.
Brought down by Brown and Finney for Kiski.
Brown and Finney in on the tackle for the Cavaliers. But again, this is one of the more promising drives the Knights have had. Sprankle looking sharp there on the run, able to hit the receiver and pick up the first down. And it does kind of seem like the Knights are taking a page out of the Cavaliers playbook a little bit and getting rid of that football quickly, as you saw Heinley kind of doing that a couple times on that last drive. Now Sprankle and the Knights doing the same. Sprankle's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to kind of come towards the middle and then get brought down from behind, but not until he picks up, well, I'll say about 4 or 5 yards there. So a nice gain there by Sprankle after the play broke down.
Gain of 5 on the play, second down for the Knights.
Again, stay tuned for the halftime performance. The band's already warming up. Little swing pass here, got a blocker out in front. And diving forward was Mullen, who's going to get down to, let's say, the 5-yard line. And a fresh set of downs again. So now the Knights will have ample opportunity to try to punch this one in and end the scoreless drought, but quickly back up to the line are the Knights, not wasting any time. Tight formation here. Mullen's going to take the handoff, kind of bring it outside, reach forward, and that's enough for the touchdown. Good job there by the Knights. Maybe saw something on the Cavaliers defense there and decided to get up to the line quickly, and a great decision there as Mullen able to plunge forward for the touchdown. The first touchdown of the Colt Sprankle era here at Knoch.
Our holder is Mullen, and Trofimuk to kick the extra point.
So a good drive there for the Knoch Knights. A welcome sight.
And Trofimuk's extra point is good. With 6 minutes and 42 seconds left in the second quarter, it's the Knoch Knights 7.
So now things a little more interesting. 21-7. Slowing score just a bit for Kiski Area. Now Knoch on the scoreboard. So should make for an interesting remainder of this first half. 6:42 left. I'm going to try to get you that scoreboard working here. So if you give me a moment. Again, I want to thank the efforts of my man to my left, the big bomber on the golf course, Chris Toy. How bad do you think it is for Richie that you have to outdrive him all the time, Chris? Richie, if you're out there, you can hit us up and let us know. When Chris outdrives you on the course, how demoralizing does that get time after time after time? Chris and Richie, good friends of High Top Sports Network, out golfing with us a couple times this summer. Got to get you guys out more, though. But, of course, the official golf course of High Top Sports Network, Bird's Foot Golf Club in Freeport. The course just in immaculate shape. Credit to Travis, the owner, and staff over there. Just a brutal summer with the heat there early on, and then we get some rain. And I'll tell you what, that course barely showed it. And right now it's just in tremendous shape. So if you're looking to play in these nice cooler days of the late summer, the dog days of summer, head on down to Bird's Foot Golf Club. Tell them High Top Sports Network sent you. A little bit of a squib kick there. So Chris, correct me if I'm wrong. The rule now in the NFL, you have to tell, you basically have to tell the other team or tell the referees if you're going to onside kick. Is that, and you can't do it till the fourth quarter. Mike Tomlin would not have gotten a lot of his onside kicks then, because everybody knows Mike T liking those odd-timed onside kicks. So that's just silly. The whole the return game in the NFL, we're trying to make so many rules to make it quote-unquote safer. I think you're taking a lot of the fun out of it, but again, who am I to say? I'm just man yelling at cloud. Heinley's going to pitch this one outside. And a new ball carrier in this one. Number 25 is going to take the pitch from Heinley. That's Amar Wright, the sophomore. Gain of 3 will bring up second down 7. 6:16 left in quarter number 2. And you imagine Kiski Area is probably going to be content on this drive with sort of going back to that road grading mentality that yielded them a touchdown, or 13, or second touchdown of the contest. Feels like a lifetime ago now. This one going nowhere. Great penetration there by the Knoch defensive line, and Kusick stood up right around the line of scrimmage. Will bring up a third down and 7, third down 8. Credit to the lineman for Knoch, getting some good penetration here in the second quarter. It looked like those big boys up front for Kiski Area were going to have their way, but Knoch's defensive line, something to say about that. Well, no, not one. Great observation there. Not one punt. Just a abundance of confidence in both offenses by their head coaches. But now with Kiski Area pinned back a little bit, you might maybe, depending on the outcome of this play, you might see your first punt of the game. We'll see. Just be a strange place to go for it at this stage of the game and give Knoch, who just scored, gained a little momentum to get the football back in such prime territory. But before that will happen, we'll get a timeout, I believe, on the Kiski Area side of things with 4:40 left here in quarter number 1 on this opening night of football on High Top Sports Network. For Chris Toy, my name is Joe Rhodes. We're going to take a quick break and come back for the remainder of the second quarter here from Knoch High School on High Top Sports Network.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Hi, everyone. We're here tonight at the Richard G. Snyder YMCA.
Tebow. Woo! Guys, that's right. It's $5 sushi Wednesday.
Produce sale. Bananas. 45 cents a pound.
Pork turkeys. You know what we're doing? Pork turkeys. We're doing a fundraiser.
The meat keeps on rolling, the hair is sprankled.
You know what day it is today. It is Sushi Wednesday. $5 sushi rolls today.
And a big moment here, so we had to cut that commercial short. Sorry again to Ryan and our good friends at Sprinkles Neighborhood Market. There's a hold on the outside, nothing called. This one's going to get over the head of the defender, and man, oh man, I'm thinking maybe a missed call there. A blatant hold on this near side. You saw the jersey getting tugged pretty good, and nothing doing, and Kiski Area able to take advantage of it. Tough pass there by Heinley, but able to complete it. And pretty nice gain there as they're across midfield and into Knoch territory here. A fresh set of downs and 4:33 left. But boy, oh boy, that was a pretty blatant hold there, it looked like, as the guy coming off this right edge, near side, was getting his jersey pulled pretty good. That allowed Heinley to get an extra second there to get that pass off. There's Kusick, able to bust it between a hole there and try to get outside, but wrapped up at the ankles and brought down around the 35. We at the 4:18 mark of quarter number 2. Things kind of rolling on by, and make sure check out some of the other games going on High Top Sports Network tonight. You got Armstrong visiting Highlands. Josh Schreckengoss, Dave Hartman on the call there. And then you also have Freeport visiting Indiana. That's Eric Westendorf and Wayne, my main man Greiser, on the call there. Heinley going to hand the ball off to Kusick. Kusick's going to bust this one outside, shed a tackler and try to step over another, but brought down, but not after yet another first down for the Cavaliers. So that big third down there a moment ago looming large. Could have gone one way or the other. Possibly a hold that would have set back the Cavaliers that much more. Instead, they have managed to get a couple big plays since, and now are marching into Knoch territory. Ball at the 24 with 3:20 left here in quarter number 2. See what Heinley and company have in store. He's going to fake the handoff. He's got some room outside. Good blocking there. He's going to cut it a little bit back inside, spin off a tackle, and then be met by several blue jerseys and brought down at the 5-yard line. Frazier, first one there. Skirka also. But a fresh set of downs and the ball at the 5-yard line. 3 minutes left. So we'll see what this Knoch defense is able to conjure up. They're going to need something big here because last few plays have been big gainers for the Cavaliers. Again, not a lot of time left between now and halftime. 2:37 left. And there's Kusick going to plunge forward and in for a touchdown. Kusick following the blocks of those big boys up front and able to plunge it in for another Kiski area touchdown to make it 27-7. Extra point upcoming. Really a backbreaker there. Get that 3rd and 8. If you're Knoch, you think maybe I have another possession before halftime and a chance to cut this lead down to 1 possession. Instead, that big 20-yard gain, I believe about 20 yards, maybe 25-yard gain on 3rd down allowed this drive to continue. And as a result, the Cavaliers did not stop. They continued to march down the field and punch it in for another touchdown. And they now lead by 21. Their score 28-7 in favor of the visiting Kiski area Cavaliers here at Knoch High School on this week 0 presentation of high school football on High Top Sports Network. Thank you all for tuning in. Try to get that scoreboard fixed at halftime while you guys enjoy the band. Presented by Richard G. Snyder YMCA in Katanning. Lovely downtown Katanning right there on the banks of the Allegheny River. Seen some weird things float in that water, Chris. I don't know about you. I had the fortune and High Top Sports Network, still the content providers and the content creators for the sports section of the Leader Times in Katanning, the paper of record in Armstrong County. And I worked there for several years as the sports editor. And, you know, I'd take little breaks and go, and there's these little docks right across the way. And, you know, you're right down by the river where the Leader Times is located. And, you know, oftentimes I'd kind of go down there and take a little break and stand on one of those docks, and I just see some things I don't think I can mention on air floating down that river. Also some giant muskie and some big old carp, but those weren't the strangest of the sights on the ye old Allegheny. A nice return there by Mullen, able to shed a couple tacklers, get the ball out to the 25 to give the Knights a decent field position here to begin what could possibly be their final possession of this second quarter. 2:23 left and trailing by 3 scores. You know, I've got to think if you're Knoch, it's paramount to get a score here, because I do believe Kiski got the opening kickoff. That was that score that you saw. So if you're Knoch, you can somehow punch one in here and then get the opening kickoff to start the third quarter. The complexion of this game looks and probably feels a lot different than it is. right now seems a little daunting, trailing by 21, but again, with these dynamic playmakers and Sprankle's ability, both throwing the football and kind of throwing on the run too, which he's really impressed me with here. He's a chance to do that right now, rolling out to his right, getting rid of it, trying to sneak it in there, but tipped away. But I think it would really be huge for Knoch if they could make something of this drive. Now facing a 2nd down and 10, ball at the 25, 2:15 remaining in quarter number 2. Chris Toy to my left, Joe Rhodes here. This gorgeous night. As I said earlier in this broadcast, the last few seasons really have been just sweltering hot. I don't know if anybody really remembers those week 0 games, but I was at Freeport, I think, 2 years ago, and last year I was at Armstrong, and boy, was it hot. It was really, really warm. And today a pretty warm day, but really cooling off and turning into a perfect evening for football here in Western PA. Sprankle there, going to keep that one and pick up about a gain of 4, I believe. They'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Ball spotted at the 29, 1:53 remaining. Sprankle and his fellow Knights looking to the near sideline for the call. We'll see what they draw up here on 3rd down. They're going to have 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen, 1 at the top. I believe that's Mullen at the top, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, Mullen in motion now. Sprankle just has some time, throws it over the middle. That one too high, and he wants that one back for sure, does Colt Sprankle, as he had an opportunity to pick up the 1st down. Ball was thrown around the 40-yard line just a bit high for its intended target. And now 4th down upcoming, and we will see our first punt as Chris, you on top of it. It will be the first punt of the game. Sprankle heads to the sideline, and that's a killer there, because there's plenty of time left on the clock for Kiski Area to still do something here. And this offense for Kiski Area, Chris, has really shown an ability to not just score quickly or slow it down and kind of road grade you a little bit, but also to score quickly. That last drive you saw after that big 3rd down pickup at midfield, a couple big plays, and they were into the end zone in no time. So it really seems like Kiski Area showing some versatility behind the senior quarterback Heinley. So Kiski Area now looking to add on, 1:19 left. Boy, oh boy, what a score here. Be a death blow. And here's a big run, cutting it outside as Kusick brought down, but not after about a 3rd gain, maybe a hair short of that, but a big gain by Kusick. He's got to be nearing 100 yards already, if not way over it, after another big run. So he did have that run of 72 yards earlier, and there's just about a 30-yard gain. So Kusick nearing 100 yards, if not already over it. And we're not even in the 2nd half of play here. Those are a little flick back there, and Kusick gets it back from a little hook and ladder. Well done there by the public address announcer to point that one out, as our good friend Doug Sprankle down there in the track getting ready to fire off some cannon shots. If Doug does not find me up here with one of those t-shirts, I'm going to be disappointed. Doug, awesome guy. He and Ryan, what a brother duo. Ryan and Doug, I'm trying to think of famous brothers that you can even compare them to. It's really hard. They kind of set the bar. But just awesome dudes. All about supporting the local community and events, and certainly athletics a big part of that. Ryan, I know going back to his college days and high school days, really good athlete. It's one thing that Ryan never tells you all about. He's a very good athlete himself. And played quarterback just like Colt. Now he's a staple here. If you know that Ryan was raised in Central PA, as case is with his lovely wife Brandy, also a Central PA native. Heinley now gets the snap after sitting back in the shotgun. Again, doing a great job of letting those big guys in front of him pick up the blocks. Maybe a block in the back there. No flag coming in. Heinley doing a good job there, buying time, letting his offensive linemen kind of get out in space and follow those blocks. It reminds me a lot of kind of like Le'Veon Bell a little bit. Kind of let those big boys get out in front, be real patient with it. You know, you're still moving. Heinley for sure keeps those legs moving, but patient and letting those linemen get downfield. And seen it a couple times. Very nifty running there by Heinley. There's a little toss outside, breaking the first tackle, breaking a couple more, and then in for the score. Another touchdown here with 8 seconds left. Kiski Area adds on another. That one coming on the little pitch there, a little option play from Heinley. Able to find number 3. That, of course, is Avon Shirley. Correct me if I've not said that name here tonight, Chris. Shirley, brother. I'm assuming they're brothers. Maybe they're cousins, who knows? But on the scene here and impacting this game greatly. Beck able to knock that through. So your score with 8 seconds left in the second quarter, Kiski Area 35. Excuse me, yeah, 35. Knoch 7. It's going to be a lot of self-reflection in the locker room at halftime for Knoch. Just how much this game changed. You go back to that 3rd down and 8 right around midfield. Certainly a little bit of a hold there. I think it was pretty clear to see. And as a result, that drive continued, and 14 unanswered points occurring since then. And this Kiski Area team really showed no signs of stopping behind the efforts of their left-handed senior quarterback, Carson Heinley. I think I'll say about Heinley, we got a chance to cover a lot of Kiski Area basketball last year, and obviously he's a starting quarterback in the football team. That's going to kind of steal all the headlines. He was a nice basketball player too. Kind of played like a football player out there in the basketball team, real gritty, not afraid to get in there and get some tough boards and get to the basket and do those kind of things that I'm sure Coach Corey Smith, the Cavaliers head basketball coach, loves. Little swibber down the middle. 2 guys there coming up with it, but being met by a bevy of Kiski Area tacklers with 1 second remaining was number 7. That was Rouleau, Ethan Rouleau to be exact. And man, it's the wind kind of taken out of this Knoch Stadium here. Just a very exciting night to begin when this game kicked off. You could have that, you could feel that atmosphere that you get really only on the first night of the regular season, and it's gotten pretty quiet here, at least on this sideline.
And with that play, that ends
as the first half ends.
for this evening's game. At halftime, it's Knoch
And a
7,
whimper on the Knoch side of
Kiski
things
Area 35.
after Kiski Area able to punch 2 in the end zone late in that second quarter to extend their lead to 35-7 here on the road against the Knoch Knights. So we're going to take a quick break, get that scoreboard fixed, possibly go sample the fine, whatever smells really good down there at the concession stand here at Kiski Area, and then be back for more action here from Knoch High School on High Top Sports Network. Again, your score, Kiski Area 35, Knoch 7.
Now entering the field is the 2024 Kiski Area High School Marching Band. The Kiski Band is under the direction of Mr. Sean Pittick, assisted by Mr. Stephen Pacheski, Joe Scheller, and Frank Stanko. The drum majors for the Big K Marching Band this year are Sydney Seminara and Addison Andrew. The color guard captains are Lauren Chuko, Elizabeth Finch, Rebecca Fry, Lana Kowalczyk, and Mia Martin. This evening, the Kiski Band will be performing the first two productions of their show, which is titled On Gossamer Wings. The music this year is drawn from film score composer Hans Zimmer, inspired by several of his tracks from the film The Creator. Additional musical inspiration came from a track from the Cirque du Soleil show Totem, titled Thunder. Visual design of the program centers around the beauty and elegance of a dragonfly, which uniquely portrays the exotic and otherworldly sounds from areas of this year's show. We hear from flute soloists Kalina Smith, Leanna Ferguson, and Aiden Verhola on guitar in our opening production, as well as Leanna again in our second movement. The Kiski Band is hosting their home marching band competition on September 7th. The band will be traveling to two Bands of America regional championships this season. The first in Obetz, Ohio on September 21st, and will be defending their title as the Mid-Atlantic Regional Champions at the University of Delaware on October 19th. We want to wish the band good luck in the coming weeks as they prepare for their new season. As soon as the front ensemble is ready to go, we'll be with them. Now, without further ado, performing the first two movements of their show on Gossamer Wings, here's the Kiski Area High School Marching Band. On behalf of the Kiski Area Marching Band and Boosters, we'd like to thank everybody for watching us this evening and look forward to playing for you again.
Let's just put it this way. And luckily, you know,
Joining us from Mexico, Pennsylvania, please welcome your Knoch marching band. Knoch's Knicks, N-I-X, is the following. I won't hand you. Hit it with the best shot. Don't stop the run. Drum major, Sarah Eder and Abigail Cavaliers. Is your band ready? Have a wonderful performance. Here, hit me with your best shot. but not least, Knoch's 2024 drum major by Sarah Henner and Abigail Cavaliers. Please enjoy their final song of the evening, Don't Stop Me Now. Knoch is under the direction of Miss Natalie King, along with rocking instructor Morgan McMillan, major ed instructor Tracy Jenkins, color guard instructor Abigail Huggins, and percussion instructors Nick Review and Nick Pulaski. The band thanks you for your continued support. Please turn your attention to the track. Doug Sprankle from Sprankle's Market and Jack from Deal. I have some shirts to give away. They're going to shoot them up into the stand, so let's hear it, Knoch Knights. Shoot up, Doug. think this Sprinkle has the same arm as the one on the field. As the players are on the field warming up for the second half, and they're still tossing t-shirts into the crowd, please grab your 50-50 tickets. Please grab your 50-50 tickets. Tonight's 50-50 winning number is 153 22 668. It is a yellow and white ticket. I'll say the numbers again. It is 153 226 68. If you have the winning ticket, please bring it up to the press box. One more time for the 50-50. 153 226 68.
And welcome back to Knoch High School. What a performance by both bands. I am not a strong musical talent. I played a little guitar when I was younger. It was pretty rough. But these kids are awesome, man. So shout out to both of those bands. Awesome stuff there. As now the Kiski Area Cavaliers will kick off here to begin things. Quickly, just want to get you a couple scores from around the area as we High Top Sports Network is in a couple places. As Mullen is brought down at the 16, that's where Knoch will begin with the football here in the third quarter, trailing 35-7. Armstrong at halftime leading at Highlands 21-16. Also Freeport leading on the road at Indiana, I believe in the third quarter. It might be the second quarter. Hard to see on that stupid scoreboard I made. I take all the responsibility for that. But Freeport leading the Indians, not the little Indians, Chris. They're not little anymore. They are the full-sized Indians, Indiana High School, trailing Freeport by a score of 16-7. Sprankle gets this one out quickly to the outside, cutting back, and making the first defender miss. There was number 1, Grosky. I guess I've kind of called for that here a couple times, Chris, that I want to see Sprankle get that ball out of his hands quickly. Let those weapons of his kind of do some stuff in open space instead of maybe targeting so deep like the Knights have here often in that first half. Sprankle gets it out quickly again. Nice job there. And able to get out past the sticks for a fresh set of downs at the 30-yard line.
And that's another Knoch Knights.
Was number 3. Hopefully that was coming through. I think it probably was, Chris. If not, folks, welcome back to the third quarter. Who knows? It's been that kind of day. But Knoch Knights with the football here to begin the third quarter. Sprankle, a couple nice quick passes here to begin things. Got his team out to the 25-yard line. He's going to try to throw it deep, and that one's stripped from behind. And I do believe that the Knights were able to pounce back on the football and keep possession of it. Lucky for them. Again, saw earlier in the game, Sprankle kind of hit from behind that pass rush coming from all directions. Getting a paw on it was one of those big guys up front. Didn't get a number there, but Knoch very lucky to maintain possession there. But they're going to face a second and long, 2nd and 16 to be exact. Ball spotted at 24. A hair over 10 minutes left here in quarter number 3. Another toss quickly, and there's a chance for a big play, but wrapped up and knocked down around the 36-yard line. Pretty solid gain considering the negative yards in the prior play. So that's going to set up a 3rd and 4. Very important juncture of this game. Knoch needs points, and they need them quickly, trailing by 28. .29 left already in this third quarter. First couple minutes of this one kind of cruising right on by. Sprankle, a little toss there on the end around by Mullen. Mullen's going to get really close to the sticks.
Mullen with the carry, pushed out.
And I think that will be enough indeed for the first down. So a nifty play call there by Knoch to move the chains. And
Knoch Knights. First down. 1st and 10 on the Knoch Knights 42-yard line.
Kind of a different look here in the second half. A lot of quick hitters, a little bit of kind of using their weapons, it seems, to possibly try to tire down some of these big guys in Kiski area. Last, I think it was 2 years ago, as the flags come in.
Flag on the play.
But 2 years ago, it's going to be a false start on the Knights. But 2 years ago, when Armstrong nearly knocked off Aliquippa at home, I was on the call for that game, and what gave Armstrong a chance there was the fact that they kind of used some of their athleticism to wear down those big boys up front. And that's the thing, you know, having guys up there to do what they're able to do, be it on the offensive line or defensive line, is very valuable. It's, I think, where high school football is won and lost. You also can kind of wear those guys down and kind of tip things in your favor. And Armstrong that night was able to do so, but unfortunately a couple interesting cramping issues stopped that game, slowed it down for Aliquippa, and they were able to come away with a narrow victory that night. And maybe Knoch trying to follow that same sort of strategy here tonight, wear down the Kiski Cavaliers here in the second half, try to at least. But the only problem with that is, of course, that time is not exactly on their side. As we're already at the 8:50 mark here in quarter number 3, and Knoch yet to even cross the 50-yard line and get into Kiski area territory. Man in motion. Sprankle's going to look that way. He's got time. Good job there by the line to hold their blocks, and completing the pass to Mullen was Sprankle, just maybe a yard short of the first down. Will bring up a 3rd and 1. Clock continues to roll. And I call these broadcasts when it's me by myself, it's like Vince Scully. People don't understand and appreciate how great Vince Scully was, because he never had a color guy. He did every game by himself. And yes, some of the things he would bring up are zany and really help show his age. It's an impressive thing that he never took on a color guy. Speaking of color, there's yellow flags on the field here, and that's going to, I think, go against Knoch. But a quick meeting between the gentleman in the stripes will sort it out for good. But yeah, Vince Scully. Yep, a false start. Second such false start against Knoch on this drive.
Loss of 5 on the play.
But I think it was John Oliver has a show on HBO, and he he had this great little segment. You can look it up on YouTube. It's just some of the funny, zany things that Vin Scully would say on his calls. But that's what happens. You don't have a color guy. You got to start coming up with material to talk about. Nobody to really bounce things off of. Sprankle throws that one outside and knocked out of bounds. Number 7 now in. Rouleau, the catch there, but now into Kiski area territory as I was finishing up there. But
another Knoch Knights first down.
If I had my way, it would always be a color guy. Chris, you will be my color guy soon enough, my friend. Chris on his maiden voyage here at High Top Sports. We know Chris. We obviously go back a ways here the last couple years and played a lot of golf together. Friends of the other half of High Top Sports Network, Josh Reckengost, calling that Armstrong Highlands game tonight with Dave Hartman. Nice pass there by Sprankle. Kind of having to throw across his body a little bit there, going to that left side and finding Mullen. This Knoch team, high expectations for this year. I believe they finished last year 8-3 in playoff berth. Some really tough, lean years the years prior to that. And now with Sprankle in the mix and getting to take a talent and an athlete like Mullen and move him outside, you know, the hope here for folks in and around Saxonburg is that big things can happen and they can maybe make a playoff run. Right now, they got to worry about trying to trim this deficit, which right now sits at 28. And 7 minutes left in the third quarter, but a very slow, methodical drive here by Knoch. And listen, it's working. You're moving downfield, but trailing by 28, time isn't exactly on your side. I think this is working. I'm not saying go away from this entirely. I just think that Knoch will still have to take its shots in this game if they intend on climbing back into it. With Kiski firmly in control, 35-7. Sprankle, pressure coming from that blind side, doesn't feel it, and he's brought down at the 35. Just not a lot of time there for Colt Sprankle.
Makes it third down for the night.
Excuse me, third down now. 6:30 left, quarter number 3. The kickoff of football, high school sports, I mean, it's crazy. For me, I was calling my last game of last school year was in June. I had the privilege of calling yet another Armstrong girls softball state playoff game. A game in Du Bois, PA. Victory by Central Mountain over Armstrong. Just about 2 months later, things starting right back up, except a little more of a chill to the air. The sports are different. You got football, we got volleyball. And it's only going to get worse from here, Chris. I hate winter. I despise it. But it's inevitable. We live in Pennsylvania, although I do hope we have a pretty mild winter like we had last year. It led to a lot of days golfing in December, January, and February. Sprankle in the shotgun. He's going to look, scans, doesn't look down any one receiver, and that was a nice job by him, but he's just having to backpedal as that pressure up front getting to him very quickly. And Kiski will take over on downs. And, it was a theme early on in this game, and that theme continuing now. The Kiski area line, be it offense or defense, really controlling this game. Right there, you saw the pressure on Sprankle. And now an opportunity to showcase what they're capable of on offense. A lot of these same guys have been opening some big holes for both Heinley and Kusick. I'd like to know how many yards he has. Just trying to get that information at halftime. He's going to get the carry here. Nice job. Quick burst outside. He's going to have a big gainer here from the 26 down to the 40 of Knoch. Kusick with yet another big gain. We saw a carry of 72, a carry of about 30. And right there, he went from the 28 to the opponent's 40. So quick math there says that's another 30-yard gain. So we know now for sure he's well over 100 yards, and man, his average per carry's got to be up there as well. A guy that really a lot of eyes were on him heading into this season, having to pick up the slack for some of those big play guys that graduated. I believe 3 of the top 4 receivers for Kiski Area departed after last year. They were seniors. Here's a carry, but stood up at the line. Nice job getting some penetration there. Or a couple of guys at Knoch front.
Brought down by
Barris, the first man to hit Kusik. As we continue to tick down here in this third quarter. Things moving right along here in quarter number 3. 4:49 left. And Kiski Area still a commanding 35-7 lead. Finally, no rush here. Gonna keep this one, try to juke a couple guys, but the penetration good for the Knights, and he's gonna be brought down for about a 3-yard loss. I don't know if that was an option play, would have maybe been better served letting go of that one. But really right now it's a matter of just not turning the ball over if you're Kiski and not allowing any big plays. They certainly know a thing or build the lead for Kiski Area to 21-0. Was that 70-yard scamper as Heinley throws a bullet down the field. That one gets in, and Shirley got a cramp, but not after Heinley showing off that left arm of his. Shades of Steve Young there, as he's able to thread that ball in there on a line and find yet again Shirley, who's filling that early season dehydration, got a cramp, and the medical staff for KA out to help that young man. But once again, Kiski Area in prime real estate, looking to add on to this already gaudy lead. And he's gonna hop off. You know it's tough, Chris? I've been getting these lately because I golf too much. And you're gonna say, man, how weak are you if you're getting these because of golf? I've been getting cramps in the middle of the night that wake me up. I'll tell you what, those are the worst. Because trying to get back to sleep after that, not fun, not easy.
So it's first and goal for Kiski at the 5-yard
We've had such a warm summer that I'll go out there and I'm just forget to drink and stay hydrated, and then it catches up to me. What can I say? I'm old. It's part of the gig, I guess. Here's Kusik. Interesting design there. Kind of brought a extra lineman kind of around there, it looked like, to block in front of Kusik. Really never developed, and he's hit and dropped pretty immediate at the 5-yard line. I'll bring up second down and 5 to go. 3 minutes remaining, third quarter here from Saxonburg, Pennsylvania. A quaint little town here in western PA. Nice little establishments down a main drag here in Saxonburg. There's Kusik keeps those legs moving and able to drive in for yet another touchdown. Kusik just keeps those legs churning and able to drag a tackler in and score yet again, extend this lead. Kiski Area now in front, 41-7, and the extra point upcoming. Heinley to hold, make it 42-7 quite possibly, and that really dashes any hopes of Knoch possibly getting back into this one, because really Knoch had the football for much of this quarter, just weren't able to capitalize and finish things off. And then very first possession that Kiski Area got it after, now 42-7. So Colt Sprankle, known as the Magic Man. So we'll see what kind of wizardry our man Colt Sprankle can find in his pointy wizard hat. I actually feel like it'd be amazing to see Colt in a funny, tall wizard hat. He probably won't find that funny for a little bit, so I'm sure he's not going to enjoy the outcome of this one. He's a big-time competitor. Good golfer, too. Colt got a swing that's probably about 150 miles per hour. If he would just control it a little bit, he'd be shooting some low rounds. Got a natural swing, does that Colt Sprankle? How do I know? I've seen him play at the official golf course of High Top Sports Network, Birds Foot Golf Club, in lovely Freeport, PA, right off the Slate Lick exit on Route 28. Here's a chance for Knoch to maybe rip off a big return of their own. Nice job there by Mullen, who brings it out to the 41-yard line. But you got to wonder, maybe too little too late. Because unless you're going to get some quick hitters, it might be a little tough for these home Knights. Looks like they got some new gear too, wearing some new uniforms. But for them to crawl back into this one, it will take a Herculean effort. Quick observation too, Chris. Blue and gold, the most overused school colors. Here's a nice little run there. Putting on the ground, and Skirka with a spin and dragging a tackler over the 50-yard line into Kiski area territory. A very nice run there by Skirka, number 22. Sprankle quickly gets his guys back to the line. You can have 2 to the top of your screen, 2 to the bottom, including Mullen, I think, in the slot there. No, I'm sorry, Mullen would have been at the top of your screen. But weapons nonetheless, you know, it doesn't seem like Knoch's going to have the outcome that they wanted as Skirka there able to push forward for a gain of 5. Knoch's not going to have the outcome I think they wanted here tonight, but I think you know that all the ingredients are in the cupboard. You know, the kitchen is not bare, that's for sure. The addition of Colt Sprankle, as hyped as it's been, and maybe tonight, again, not getting the results you want, this is not, I don't think, going to be indicative of what this team is able to do this season. This is not a bad Kiski area team by any means. This a team full of some strong guys up front, a veteran senior quarterback, and some young guys that are hungry that have been sitting behind maybe some stalwarts in years past that have shown up tonight, like the Shirley boys and the like. So we'll just be back to the drawing board for Knoch here after this one. But still, I think, well capable of making waves for the remainder of the 2024 season as that pass dropped off. Sprankle able to finding Beers. Oop, I got to update that score. I apologize.
And that's a Knoch Knights first down. And that play is the end of the third quarter.
So the third quarter will end on that play. Your score, Kiski area 42, Knoch Knights 7 here on this opening night of football on High Top Sports Network. 3 games on the network. We got this one here between Knoch and Kiski area. Also, too, we have Armstrong and Highlands battling at the home of the Golden Rams in Natrona Heights. And we also have Freeport and Indiana battling it out right down the road from where I grew up, Chris, in Indiana County, the Christmas tree capital of the world. The fun fact of the night, that was my first job, shearing Christmas trees. It was amazing. I sheared into a white-faced hornet nest and got stung in the eye. Yeah, stung in the eye. Eye swelled shut. It felt like I got punched. And I still played in a Summer League basketball game that night, one eye. That's my battling through adversity story for the night. But yeah, Indiana County, a lovely place. I didn't grow up in Indiana. Of course, Marion Center. I was a Stinger. Sprankle knocked real quickly in that hold that maybe should have been called. Otherwise, Kiski Area has been very disciplined. Not too many penalties to speak of, really, on either side of the football. Right there, a lapse of judgment as Sprankle was thrown down after the play was well over. Sprankle's going to hand this one off. Short carry to the left. Number 22, Skirka. Sam, more specifically, the senior defensive back and running back for the Knights. This field actually, a couple years ago when we were broadcasting Knoch games, was a grass field, one of the few grass fields left. And I'll tell you what, they continue to dwindle. Grass fields, few and far between these days, but I spoke of my school, Mahomet Marion Center, high atop the hill in Marion Center. Sprankle with a little deke, but just can't get to his guy. Oh man, buying time, and you could tell he and his receiver, Mullen, were kind of on the same page there, but Mullen just couldn't get the footing enough to get to that ball, and now he's down with cramps. As we near the 10-minute mark in quarter number 4, and a 3rd down and 8 looming for Sprankle and the Medieval Knights of Knoch. Maybe they're not medieval, I don't know. But yeah, Marion Center, one of the few fields that is still grass. Can't think of too many others. I'm trying to rack my brain here. Everybody's just moving to turf. This was one of the last few, I feel like, here in this sort of northern portion of the Alakiski Valley that was grass, and that was done away with here a couple years ago. But grass field's a dying breed, and I get it. Obviously, you want to make a surface that multiple sports can be played on. You see, obviously, out there the lines for, excuse my ignorance, field hockey or lacrosse, one or the other. I don't know. No, yeah, soccer too. Yeah, definitely soccer. But like these weird lines there, like riddle me those there, Chris. I don't know what the heck that is. I didn't play those sports. I didn't really pay much attention to them. But point being, these multi-use fields real big today. Obviously, you got so many different sports and activities, and you got to have, you don't necessarily always have the real estate to build separate, or the funds really to build separate fields and facilities for all these teams. So you got to use what you got, and that's why you're seeing a lot more turf these days. And of course, you get those real rainy conditions. It's not just a slop fest, but heck, man, that's how football was started. And some of the best football games I've seen were just that, slop fest. Although one that I would take out of that was that Steelers-Ravens game from a couple years back. I say a couple years back. It was probably about a decade now. That punts were, if you remember that, Chris, punts were just sticking in the ground. Sprankle thrown in double coverage there, and a flag will fly. And
there's a flag on the play.
give credit there. Again, cramps becoming an issue for both teams. The intended target there on the Sprankle throw was Carter Beers, and he is coming up limp a little bit, but able to draw a flag nonetheless. Excuse me. And now the Knights will be setting up shop half the distance to the goal, I believe. An automatic first down. Half-price pizza over the loudspeaker. You folks are lucky that I'm not going to just drop my headset and go down there and get me some cheap pizza. The question is, where is it from? Is it Novotny's? We'll never know. I want to take an opportunity again to thank one of tonight's sponsors, Armstrong Indoor Athletics. Coach Keith Schaefer, just a decorated softball coach, the head man for the Armstrong girls softball team. Just appeared in a 4th consecutive state playoff. He and hitting connoisseur Pete Harmon, co-owners of the Armstrong Indoor Athletics, the indoor baseball and softball facility. Weather is getting cold in baseball. Obviously a very warm weather sport. It doesn't have to end when winter comes. They've got a full field inside Armstrong Indoor Athletics. Make sure you check it out. If you have not, it is a sight, a beautiful thing. It's like a field of dreams when you come out of the corn maze. It's unreal. The work that both those gentlemen have put into that place has really just made a true resource for baseball players and softball players around the region. There's a little fade pass in the back of the end zone. Sprankle able to get it there, and 50-50 ball. They're going to say out of bounds. Boy, oh boy, another close play. You saw that one in the beginning of the game on this near sideline, and there's another close one that Sprankle and his intended target. That, of course, Caden Spencer.
Spencer caught the ball, but apparently he was out of bounds.
Apparently, yes, the PA guy stole my thunder there. Apparently out of bounds. Really tough from our vantage point to see, but a couple tough calls there for these Knoch Knights that had two balls that very well could have been completions that ruled otherwise. Little play there. Handoff to the backer. He goes left, dives forward to about the 8 for about a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards. 8:45 left in the fourth quarter. Your screen says it's the third. I promise you, it's not. It's the fourth. Excuse me. What I also promise is I will not be calling any volleyball games this week, if there are any on High Top Sports Network, because I will be giving these vocal cords a rest. Sprankle gets this one out quickly and hit and dropped right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard past it, to bring up a 4th down as we hit the 8-minute mark.
4th down for the Knights.
42-7. Been quite a while since Knoch was able to find pay dirt. 1 touchdown to speak of. And I think just to kind of put this one in the rear view and also maybe get looking forward on a good note for Knoch, I think punching this one in would do just that. Sprankle feeling the pressure, moves to his left. He got to throw across his body, and he throws a dart that is dropped. Sprankle with a beautiful throw there across his body. We've seen him do that a couple times tonight, just throw an absolute dime when he's going to that left side. And unfortunately for the Knights, this is the way things have gone here tonight. Skirka had it in his grasp, but not able to bring it in, and that's a turnover on downs. Boy, if that's not a microcosm of how things have kind of gone here tonight for the Knights here in week 0. 42-7. 7:20 left here, and the only thing we got to do is just finalize it, and Kiski Area will be off to a 1-0 start. Knoch will drop to 0-1. As you would guess, a Cavaliers going to keep it on the ground. A little pitch there to number 24. Haven't said his name in a little bit. He did get a carry earlier on.
Brought down by Worsley and Schubert for the Knights.
Schubert with the tackle. But again, this non-numeric ordered roster killing me. It's Amari Gonzalez, the younger brother of Isaiah. Had a nice year on the basketball court last year. Did Amari. Enjoyed watching him play alongside his older brother.
Toss to Shirley.
Shirley gets the toss there and brought down by Frazier at around the 16-yard line. Spencer also in on the tackle there. And whistle blows. It looks like a timeout called on the side of maybe Kiski Area, it appears. Coach Sam Albert, the veteran head coach over there for the Kiski Area Cavaliers. At it again, doing a heck of a job leading his Cavaliers here in week 0 to what is inevitably going to be a win. Try to pull up some things about maybe, I don't think there's anything in here. Of course not. But, thank you again to Sprankles Saxonburg. Doug, as you saw earlier, showing off his right arm. It's not just Colt was able to sing it around here in the football field. Doug takes halftime to show off his cannon. Doug still got it. Slinging it. A wily veteran out there, kind of like Brett Favre. Runs the risk of getting some picks, but he doesn't care. He's going to still fling it. That is Doug Sprankle. Here's another carry by another Kiski Area ball carrier. Heinley gives it to, I believe that was Brown. And Carter Brown, the junior. Worsley on the tackle for Knoch. Fresh set of downs now for the Cavaliers. 5:36 left in this one. Make sure you check out High Top Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm not going to change that, Elon Musk. It's still Twitter. But we'll be at, I believe, 4 games next weekend, next Friday. And there's a nice little scamper there. Hartman, the backup, lays some wood there. Doesn't avoid contact. He looked for it, and nice scamper there by the backup for the Cavaliers. Obviously, Heinley going to get a break. The lefty, a very nice night to his name. Certainly looked like the senior quarterback that Cavaliers really counting on coming into this season. Didn't make any mistakes, looked very sharp. And just a couple of really heady plays tonight by Heinley, who will spend the rest of the night avoiding any further bumps or bruises. Flag there's going to go against Kiski Area. The hold will push back the Cavaliers and stop the clock at 4:17. Yeah, 1st and 20. Ball now spotted at the 31.
That moves Kiski back to their own 31-yard line. Still first down.
So I think we saw a little bit, found out a little bit about both these teams. I really don't think you could go WPIAL wide or District 7, District 6. I don't care where you're at tonight. You can't take too much of tonight's results. That's a heck of a catch there, able to hold on despite getting walloped. There was number 8. Make sure to give that young man a shout because that was a heck of a catch, taking on the contact. Short gain of 3, but boy, oh boy, he earned every bit of it. That was number 8, as I mentioned. Not seeing him on this roster. Apologize to my man out there wearing number 8. But I definitely think that Kiski Area showing a little bit of mid-season form, looking well-conditioned, looking strong up front for certain. Heinley impressive again, running the offense. Didn't try to do too much at times, just took what he could get. Did a great job when running the football of letting that offensive line get out in front of him. Shirley boys made for great targets for Heinley tonight. They were awesome on defense as well, and getting some tackles, interception. And, nice to see those younger guys kind of stepping in the roles that were open for the taking. And as for Knoch, you're going to have some growing pains, I think. And I don't think they're pains that have to last all that long. I think they're the kind of growing pains that sometimes you just got to take a lick on the chin like this one tonight and kind of go home, look in the mirror a little bit, know that your team is very athletic, have a lot of talent up and down that roster, a lot of weapons for Colt Sprankle, and a lot of athletes that can do some damage on the defensive side as well, and know that this is this doesn't have to be necessarily a sign of things to come here in Saxonburg for the Knoch Knights. So again, you got to wear one on the chin if you're Knoch and put it in the past and get back to things next week. As Clint Hurdle would say, shower well. And McGowan in on the tackle there. 1:16 left. But just to take you through things, obviously this game will conclude. Kiski Area will move to 1-0. Knoch fall to 0-1. Next week, these Knights will head to Fox Chapel and take on the Foxes, and then what is a string of 3 straight road games. They go to Fox Chapel on the 6th. The 13th, they'll head to Montour, and then round out the road trip at Newcastle, an old venue, one where I was positioned on a broadcast behind a giant just pillar. It was not great. It was not a great view for the folks out there a couple years ago. I think it would have been 2 years ago. Armstrong paid a visit to Newcastle, and that last knee there will do it. The remainder of this game will tick off the clock and finalize things. And that final is Kiski Area 42, Knoch 7. But again, Knoch, a little bit of a road trip here upcoming. They got to spend this week 0 home and in front of their home crowd, but they will spend the next 3 weeks traveling to, again, Fox Chapel, Montour, Newcastle. As for the Cavaliers, will head home for 4 consecutive games. So that's a kind of a long time. They'll face Norwin, Hempfield, Gateway, and Penn Trafford all at home before finally hitting the road on September 27th. So you think about it, these Cavaliers, they played a road game tonight, but they will not head on the road again until September 27th. And that, of course, will be at Franklin Regional. And a couple big ones before then against Norwin, Hempfield, Gateway, and Penn Trafford, starting with Norwin next Friday at home in the lovely confines of Kiski Area High School. But again, your final here tonight, Kiski Area 42, Knoch 7 here on High Top Sports Network. Man, it's really hard to pick a player of the game. The Armstrong Indoor Athletics player of the game, and I mean, you could go a lot of different ways, but I'm going to say I have a really hard time giving it to one person because you can't give it to one Shirley, not the other. And you can't give it to one offensive lineman or defensive lineman. So I'm going to give it to those boys up front, the offensive line and defensive line of Kiski Area here tonight. They certainly, I think, made the difference, really just enforcing their will, set a tempo early. And, you know, there were a couple moments in the middle where, you know, Knoch showed some fight up front in the trenches. You know, Kiski was kind of consistent all night long, really laying some great blocks for Heinley and Kusik. You saw he had 3 runs of over 30 yards, a 70-yarder, I believe, 2 30-yarders, well over 100 yards in this game for that young man. He could have been our player of the game, but he doesn't get all those yards if not for the guys up front laying those big blocks for him and opening those holes like they did here tonight. So we'll give it to that Kiski Area offensive and defensive line here tonight, your Armstrong Indoor Athletics Player of the Game. So Knoch head on the road here for 3 straight weeks. We'll be with them, I believe, all of those. Kiski Area will head home for 4 consecutive weeks before not getting back on the road until September 27th when they head to Franklin Regional. But some big ones in front of them now, but some good feelings for these Cavaliers as they head into this tough stretch, early season stretch here in the 2024 high school football season. Hard to believe it's here, but it is, and we are off and running on High Top Sports Network. Again, make sure you follow us on our social media pages to make sure you know when your favorite team is playing on here next. And also, too, just to see what's happening. Also, too, High Top Sports Network, we're starting a scholarship fund, and we're going to give away one. I think it's going to eventually be 4. It's going to be 4 starting next year to a male and a female athlete from the Kiski Valley, along with a male and female athlete from the Heritage Conference, 2 areas that are really near and dear to us. So if you want to join our golf outing, it's in October, I believe October 19th. Find it on our Facebook page or give us a call at 724-824-3554 for more information. Love to have you there. Going to be some fun stuff. We're going to have trivia on each hole. We got some really cool things for the Chinese auction. It should be a good time. And I'll be out there golfing. That's always a good time when I'm out there golfing. So make sure you check that out. Love to have you along for that. And just keep on knowing what we're doing at High Top Sports Network. We've got some things planned here for the fall and into the winter that we're excited to bring to you. So make sure you are staying in tune with that. So with that, that'll do it. I want to thank our sponsors again: Sprankle's Neighborhood Market, Olson Chiropractic, Armstrong Indoor Athletics, Sprankle's Woods. Make sure you check out Sprankle's Oktoberfest, one of the best times around, coming up here in short order, I believe in September. The biggest and best one yet is what Ryan was telling me before, because obviously now they're going to have it out at Sprankle's Woods, a little more flexibility, some more room to kind of spread the wings a little bit, and that should be an awesome time. Can't wait to go to Sprankle's Oktoberfest here. Hard to believe we're already here. We're getting towards that time of year, but it's coming up here in September, in September. So make sure you check it out, Sprankle's Oktoberfest. Again, want to thank you, our sponsors. Want to thank you guys. A lot of ways you can spend your time, but you decide to spend it with us, and we certainly appreciate that. Chris, had a blast doing this game with you, brother. Sorry it got off to such a hectic start, but you nailed it. You did a great job. We'll get you on the mic here soon, I promise. I will make sure that happens. But again, thank you folks for tuning in. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you spending your Friday evenings with us. I don't know if we would rather be spending anywhere else than with you guys. So thank you so much. We'll see you guys here soon. Make sure you're checking out the other things we're doing here in the fall. We've got some volleyball upcoming, but of course, football on every Friday here for the next 9-10 weeks or so as we head to the winter months here in gorgeous Western Pennsylvania. So for one final time, for Chris Toy, my name is Joe Rhodes. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your week, and may no train pass you by. We'll see you.